Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is we always have a choice. And before I get stuck into that, though, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. For those who don't know me, my name's Jen Turnham, and I'm a mindset coach, and I'm passionate about using my psychology degree to help women find freedom from the unhelpful thought processes that are holding them back or keeping them stuck in life. I'm also the host of a free Facebook group called Empowered Empathetic Extroverts, which is just about to go through a bit of a name change soon, so I'm excited about that. But basically it's for sensitive, extroverted warrior women who basically don't want to dim their light anymore in the world. They're ready to shine bright, own their uniqueness, and live life authentically as themselves. So if you'd like to join the group, the link is in the post attached to this video. And I just noticed the beautiful sunshine has come out. It's been quite miserable this morning, so it's good to see the sun's out. Anyway, back to it. So today's topic is we always have a choice. Now, I'm sure you've had moments and times in your life where you feel stuck. You feel like you don't have any options and you don't have any choices, and essentially what happens is you just spiral into the negative. And it could be, for example, that you feel like you're stuck in a job that you hate, and you have to stay there because you've got bills to pay, you've got commitments, and you can't just pack it in and walk away. So it feels like you don't have any choices. And in fact, one of the ladies in my group has had an experience like this in recent times, and it was actually her struggle that inspired me to make this video. So I want to share with you a story, a true story. Some of you might have heard of Viktor Frankl. I think his famous book is The Search for Meaning or something like that. So Viktor Frankl, he was a Jewish Austrian psychiatrist, and he ended up a prisoner of war in the Nazi concentration camps in World War II. And he observed, being a psychiatrist, he was obviously observing the behaviour of others in the camp. And the thing that he noticed were the men who spent their time moving through the camps and comforting others. They were giving away their last piece of bread. And he observed that while there were not many of these men, the fact that there were some is proof that absolutely everything can be taken away from us except for one thing, and that is the last of our freedoms, and in Viktor Frankl's words, the freedom to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. So I'm going to say that again because I think it's really powerful. So everything can be taken away from you except one thing, the last of your freedoms, and that is to choose your attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose your own way. Now that's some seriously powerful stuff if you can implement that into your life. So that's why I started this video, or that's why I called this video, We Always Have a Choice. Now, sometimes those choices could actually be between two really shitty options, but it's still a choice. So, for example, I'm going to give you quite an extreme, full-on example. Say you're walking down the street late at night, and the next minute you've got a gun to your head, and somebody is saying to you, "Give me all of your money or I'm going to shoot you." Now, both of those options are not really that, you're not inclined to want either of those options. So that's what I mean by there's two pretty shitty options, but it is still your choice what you do in that moment. You could choose to refuse to hand over your money and call the mugger's bluff and see if he does shoot you. I wouldn't recommend that course of action, to be honest, but I'm trying to demonstrate a point that it is still your choice. And even more than that, what Viktor Frankl was talking about is our attitude is something that we can always choose. That is something that can never ever be taken away from us. So basically what I'm trying to say to you is sometimes life sucks. Sometimes we do end up in situations where we feel like we're stuck and we don't have any choices. What I'm going to challenge you to try and do in those situations is to take a step back and recognize that you always have a choice, even if that choice is just to choose a different attitude in that situation. And I'm not suggesting that you can't have a moment of, poor me, this sucks, it's not fair. It's totally okay and totally normal to go there, but it's how long you stay there in that space that is going to make the biggest difference. The sooner you can pull yourself out of that space and try and view the situation differently, the more you are taking back your power and the control over your own life. So I'm going to challenge you with an action step today. And the reason I always try and end videos with these action steps is because it's the best way to create shifts in our mindset. So the action steps for today, so I'm getting a bit distracted by my washing machine. Not sure if you can hear it in the background. It's in the spin cycle, obviously. It's starting to make quite a bit of noise. But anyway, I'll try and continue on. So action steps in order to create mindset shifts is what these videos, the purpose of these videos really are. So what I'm going to ask you to do is next time, or if you can think of a time right now where, or a situation where you feel like you have no choice, then I'm going to challenge you to think again. So take a step back from it and identify what are your options, even if they're pretty shitty options. What are they? Identify them. And if you don't like any of those options, then I invite you to challenge yourself to choose to view the situation in a different way. So for example, if we go back to being stuck in a job you hate, it's highly stressful, your boss is horrible, but you can't leave because you've got bills to pay and you've got commitments. Now, in that situation, you could choose to wallow in the poor me, life sucks, I can't do anything about this, or you could choose to view that situation in a different way. Just to give you an option, there's hundreds of different ways that you could view the situation, but one option could be, I'm grateful that I have a job to help me pay the bills, and I've got my feelers out there, I've got my eyes open, I'm looking for a better option, and as soon as that better option comes along, I'm there. So that's just an alternative way of looking at that same situation. And what it does is it doesn't actually change the situation, but your mindset shifts, and so your experience of the situation is different. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have hard days at work and you're not going to struggle to go to work some days, but it is going to have an impact on how you feel about that situation. So that's pretty much it for today's topic. What I'm going to ask you to do is to share in the group what you learned from this video. Did you have any light bulb moments? Did you have any times where you went, wow, I do that, or I'm motivated to put this into practice? So share with me what you think down below, and I will see you all again soon. Take care.